Hello, my name is Chris and this week marks 1 year since I quit smoking. That means 1 year with no cigarettes, no patches, pills and potions, no vapors, just me, some clean fresh air and an awful lot of hard work. But I'll get to that in a moment. First, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who watched my last video and commented on that video that I posted when I was 100 days smoke free. I've got to be honest with you, I never even thought I would make it that far. So to make it here today with a year smoke free, that to me is pretty exciting. So yes, I just wanted to say thank you to those who commented. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm some kind of YouTube superstar. I know that's not the case. You know, the views and the comments on that video were very low compared to, you know, a lot of the popular stuff here. But I've got to be honest, I thought I was just making that video mainly for myself. I'd make it, I'd put it up, maybe 10 people would watch it and I'd be happy, and more people watched it than I thought. Especially more people commented on it than I thought. And every time I would get that little notification that said somebody has commented on this video, it would really lift me and make me feel good. Especially when those comments were from people saying, I'm on my own quit smoking journey and I've done 12 days or 20 days or however many days it had been. That really gave me a lot of encouragement. It encouraged me to keep going when times were hard, and also to eventually make this update today. So if you're on your quit smoking journey, or even if you've fallen off the horse and you're getting back on, I'm not one for telling people what to do, but I will beg and encourage and plead with you and say, please keep going. It can be done. You can do it. And you know how I know? Because if I can do it, then absolutely anybody can. Trust me. I am not the sort of person that can quit smoking and live happily ever after and never think about a cigarette again, you know, never have a craving, go on and my life is wonderful without cigarettes all the time. I know there are plenty of people who, you know, they smoke a cigarette, they put it out and then they never even think of it ever again, and they can't understand why other people do. That ain't me. I'm the sort of person that I quit, and even months after I posted that 100 days video, there were times when I would get some serious cravings. The kind that just consumed me, that were physically and mentally, you know, there were times I almost had to strap cushions to this wall behind me because I was going that insane. I thought I was going to start bouncing off the walls, wanting a cigarette. But you know what? I would have rather have bounced off the walls and hurt myself and sellotape cushions to the wall than smoked. I really would. And you know, I'm prepared to say that smoking is the hardest thing I have ever had to do in my life. I've been through some challenges, you know, who hasn't? But compared to all those challenges, and some were pretty nasty, I still don't think I've done anything that was as hard as quitting smoking. But I don't want that. If you're only thinking of quitting, I don't want that to put you off, because yes, it was hard, but it was also the best thing I've ever done. I think part of the reason why it's so difficult is because for me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, the addiction to nicotine is not just physical. It's not just when the arms start itching and you get tense and anxiety and, you know, you just really need a cigarette just to calm your nerves. We've all said that, haven't we? To calm our nerves. It's the mental side of it. It's when the mind starts to focus on nothing else but give me nicotine. It's a horrible state of mind to be in. And I think that's why it's so difficult, because I think for a lot of us, the biggest enemies we ever face are the ones inside our own heads. It's a lot more difficult for me if my brain is telling me to have a cigarette it's a lot more difficult for me to go against what I'm telling me, you know, as if John next door came over and said, "Hey Chris, light up this cigarette." It would be easy for me to refuse him. It's not so easy to refuse myself. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it totally does to me. So to get even one day without a cigarette, never mind a whole year, to get just one day without a cigarette, it's like having a victory over that self-destructive, pessimistic, low self-esteem, addicted side of ourselves. For me, when I don't smoke for one day, it is a victory over that part of me that says, you can't do this, you might as well quit now. It is a victory that says, over the part of me that says, you are worthless, you might as well just smoke and slowly kill yourself. It is a victory for that part of me that says, you are worth it and you deserve health and happiness and all that good stuff. It is a victory for that part of me that knows that I am allowed to be happy and I don't have to keep killing myself with cigarettes. Because let's be honest, that's all they do. I'm not going to preach, if you want to smoke, go and smoke. I know for me, when I smoke, I am slowly killing myself, and I have had enough of that. But that's all the logical part of it, that I know that's the case. And yet, for some reason, there is still an addictive part of me that comes in and goes, you need to give me nicotine, even, like I say, months afterwards. You know, like I said, there have been times I thought I was going to bounce off these walls, I was going insane. The worst times, I think, were I lost two people that were very close to me this year. One, my dear friend Dave, he's sadly missed, and also my grandfather, also very sadly missed. Both passed away within 3 or 4 months of one another. And both, I don't know why I laughed at that, that was terrible. It's because I know what I'm going to tell you next, which is that on both of those occasions, when I heard the news that I lost people close to me, I was around people who were smoking. When my friend died, I was around people who were my other friends who were smoking. When my grandfather died, I was at my grandparents' house and I had aunts and uncles who were smoking. And I'm not going to lie to you, the smell of that cigarette smoke smelled so good. Since I quit smoking, I don't like the smell of cigarette smoke. I think when I first quit, there was a part of me that would walk past someone and they'd be smoking a cigarette and I'd be like, oh, that smells good. But that goes away. That part goes away. But when I am at a low ebb, you know, when my emotions are all over the place, when my head is all over the place, it comes back. I no longer detest the smell of smoking. I go, oh, that smells good. And the addictive part of my brain kicks up and it sees an opportunity that I am vulnerable, and it gets in there and it says, go on, have one. Have one. You've just lost somebody close to you. Have a cigarette. It will make you feel better. No, it won't. No, it won't. If I have a cigarette, all it will do is make things worse, because when I have one, that kicks off the craving and makes me want another one. And the time between that I'm not getting nicotine into my system, I am getting more stressed. So I'm less able to handle the situation that's going on. It won't make it better, it will just make me more stressed. It will just make this whole situation worse. Plus I'll stink, and that's never good. Besides, I am not going to disrespect the memory of my friend and my grandfather by using their death as an excuse to destroy myself. I know my grandfather loved me, I'm pretty sure my friend loved me, I certainly loved him. If I've said I've gone through all this to stay without a cigarette, but now you've died, so I'm going to throw all my hard work away and poison my lungs, and you know, I'm not going to do that to them. Not a chance. Besides, it won't bring them back. If I have a cigarette, it will not bring back the people that I have lost. In much the same way that if I am having a stressful time at work, having a cigarette will not make that stressful time disappear. If I am having difficulties with my girlfriend, having a cigarette will not make those difficulties disappear. You know, if I am feeling sad or bored, having a cigarette will not make me less sad or bored. All it will do is make the situation, whatever it happens to be, whatever the situation is that is making me want a cigarette, having one will only make that situation worse for exactly the reasons I've just said. When I put a cigarette inside me, that is enough for my body to go, okay, I want this, I want more of it. And the times that I'm not having it, I get more and more tense and more stressed. That's not going to help. That is not going to help. So I have to strap myself in, bounce off the walls, go for a walk. Literally, sometimes just sit there and experience how uncomfortable it is to not be smoking. The physical aspect of a craving was just uncomfortable. Okay, it was extremely uncomfortable, but it's still only uncomfortable. It's not pain in the way that, say, if I broke my arm or stubbed my toe, that is painful. It was just, you know, like I say, uncomfort. I'm not saying it didn't feel like shit. I know that if you are really craving a cigarette, you feel like shit. There is no getting away from that. But it's not painful, it is uncomfort. You can sit and you can get through it. I had to a couple of times. And you know what? It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Because, yes, bad stuff happened this year. And yes, there were times when I almost didn't make it, when, oh my God, I would have done anything to have a cigarette. But by not having that cigarette, by not giving into that craving, I get farther and farther away from those horrible experiences. I'm not saying they won't ever come again, but I found that the further I go on in my smoke-free journey, the further away I get from those experiences and the less they happen. That's what I'm trying to say. The less they happen, the more days I get under my belt where I don't have a cigarette, the less frequently I want one. I'm not saying it won't ever happen again, but it hasn't happened for a while, and that's good. That is definitely better than spending every day, you know, going through the same old shit that I went through when I was smoking, feeling like crap, looking like crap, destroying my body, putting all that poison inside me. Instead of that, I get to live a good life today. A lot of good things have happened as a result of me not smoking, and I'm sure that if you're on your own quit smoking journey, they will happen to you too. Okay, I want to talk about some of the good things. First of all is that I've joined the gym and I go and do exercise now. If you saw my last video in January, you can probably tell that I put on weight since then. I've got about 6 extra chins and I've got bigger man boobs and God knows what. That's through eating too much after I quit smoking. I think I shared in a video I posted earlier in the year, that until I get to the root cause of what makes me addicted to things, if I'm not addicted to cigarettes, I'm just going to be addicted to something else. I'm still working on that. I'm a lot closer to healing some of that pain or that low self-esteem that would make me smoke in the first place. But whilst I was working on that, I went and got a new addiction, and it was sweets and sugar and chocolate and cakes. Oh my God, do I love cakes! And I just cried. I went with it because at the time I was still. I'm not going to be harsh to myself. Like I said, quitting smoking was hard for me, so I'm not going to be extra harsh. And if I'm going to go and buy a bar of chocolate, slap myself on the wrist and say, no, you can't have it, that is bad. I would rather have a chocolate and turn into a chunky monkey and then go to the gym and blast it off than to sit there feeling even worse. So that's what I did. So yeah, I gained weight, but now I get to go to the gym every night more or less. I'm leaving pretty much as soon as I finish this video. My bag is packed, it is over there. I'm going to throw it on my shoulders, get on my mountain bike and go to the gym, and hopefully the next time you see me I'll have one less chin and I won't have to wear a bra. That'd be good, right? The other thing that I absolutely love since I have quit smoking is just to be able to go outside and just to breathe in some fresh air. Earlier in this year I wrote an article on Medium, hopefully I'll get the link to you in the comments or wherever, about just the joy of breathing in fresh air and how I was only able to appreciate it because I'd smoked. And when I quit smoking, I went outside and I realised I hadn't experienced that for a long time, just that fresh air, deep and clean, and it goes all the way down into your lungs. It doesn't stop there where all the shit and tar is, it goes all the way down and it feels good. I can go out for walks now and I'm not, I can talk to people without being so self-conscious about, oh my God, do I stink? I have saved so much money on deodorant now that I don't smoke. Don't get me wrong, yes, I still use it where it's important, but I don't have to drown myself in it after a cigarette because I don't want other people to think that I smell. It's good. It is far better than smoking ever was. Yes, like I said, it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but absolutely worth it. So I will leave with that, except to reiterate what I said earlier, which is if you are on your own quit smoking journey, when things get tough, and I hope they don't get tough. I'm not going to say when things get tough, and they will. I'm going to say I hope they don't. I hope your quit smoking journey is a lot easier than mine. But if it isn't, please hang on in there. Hell, message me on YouTube. I don't even know if that's a thing you can do. If it is, message me. I will come and hold your hand and we will get through that craving together. If you quit smoking and you picked up again and you're feeling bad, get back on it. What have you got to lose? You know it can be done. Like I said, if I can do this, you can do it. You can do it for even longer than I can. And if you're only thinking of quitting smoking but you haven't done so yet, please give it a try. Like I just said, what have you got to lose? I'll tell you. Spending all that money, smelling bad all the time, coughing all the time, poisoning your lungs all the time, misery, all the horribleness of smoking. That's the only thing you've got to lose. If you try it and you decide, you know what, I don't want to quit, then go and smoke. I'm not going to judge you. Go and smoke. But if you're thinking of quitting, just at least try it. Try it for an hour. If you can't try it for an hour, try it for half an hour. I wish you well. Thank you for watching. See you.